What's up guys, I'm going to be showing you another cooking video today, and if you've seen my last two vlogs, you know that I already covered a healthy breakfast, a healthy lunch. So today I'm going to be doing a healthy dinner. It's super easy to make. It's a spaghetti squash type pasta. Hopefully you like it, but without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so here are the ingredients that you're going to need to make the spaghetti squash pasta. Of course, you're going to need a spaghetti squash about this size. You can find them anywhere. It'll be right in the squash section. You're also going to need some chicken broth, black pepper, garlic powder, salt, bacon, eggs. You're actually going to need 2 egg yolks and then a whole egg, and then some cheese. Whatever cheese you like works perfectly fine. Okay, so to start off the recipe, you're going to need to cook your spaghetti squash. You can either microwave it, which is probably what I'm going to do, or you can bake it in the oven for about 1.5 hours. I think I'm just going to go ahead and microwave it just because it's a lot quicker. So all you need to do is poke holes all around the spaghetti squash, and then you're going to microwave it for 6 minutes. You need to go back and check on it and make sure that the whole squash is squishy, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so I went ahead and took the spaghetti squash out of the microwave, and you can tell it's pretty squishy. I put a knife through it and it went through, so next I'm just going to have to cut it in half, and then I'll explain the rest in a little bit. So the spaghetti squash is cut in half, and then just like the butternut squash that I did in my lunch vlog, you're going to need to get rid of all the little seeds here and empty that out and just throw that away. After that's done, we're going to take this part of the squash and scoop it all out, and it'll be a spaghetti-like substance. I'm going to take my fork, and I've kind of already scraped a little bit, and start scraping up the sides, and you can see that it gives this little pasta-like, kind of like spaghetti, and that's kind of why it's called spaghetti squash, I guess. And as soon as you go ahead and scoop all that out, just put it in a separate bowl, and then you won't need it for about another 3 minutes. Say hi. Hi. Silly. Actually, he's actually letting me record him, which is pretty cool. He never really lets me. That's why he's not in our videos, because he's either grumpy or he's sleeping. And so today, I guess he's feeling it. Can you say hi? Oh, what do you have right here? Alright, don't let me get it off. Can you give Mommy a kiss so she can go back to cooking? Mommy kissy? Mwah. Thank you. Anyway, back to lunch. I went ahead and hollowed out the spaghetti squash, and this is about how much you should have. Kind of the size that the spaghetti squash was. Make sure that you hollow it out pretty well. So I've hollowed it out kind of to the skin here, you can see. You can get more, like on this one I'm missing a good amount, but I think this is sufficient for my husband and I. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to take your bacon, cut it up into little pieces. I used about 3 to 4, but you can use as much as you would like, because I'm nobody to tell someone how much bacon they should be using. Go ahead and cook your bacon. Do it on like medium heat. Let it cook a little bit, and then go ahead and add your garlic powder. Just kind of sprinkle it over. Okay, so now that the bacon's starting to cook a little bit, you're going to add 1/4 of your chicken broth to the bacon. A 1/4 cup, sorry. And then you're going to go ahead and just leave that on low. You leave that cooking until all the broth has evaporated, so just kind of keep an eye on it. Okay, so while the bacon's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and get my eggs and cheese together. So this is, I guess, like a cup of cheese. So you're going to need to mix together your cheese and eggs. And then like I mentioned earlier, you're only going to need 2 egg yolks. So there's 1. There's 2, and then you need 1 full egg. So then all you need to do is mix that together. I don't know if you can see, but mix it together. And it's obviously going to be a little bit harder to mix, but it should kind of end up looking like that. And then again, that's all depending on what cheese you have. If you have white cheese, then that's what it should look like. Okay, I went ahead and added the egg and cheese mix into the pan, and I'm mixing that up with the bacon. So just put it up on medium and let it cook a little bit. Do not let the eggs cook all the way though. So just let it mix together, and then you're gonna add your salt and pepper. And then again, I really don't use measurements when I use salt and pepper. I kind of use, I guess, like an eighth or a dash of each. Alright, so before these eggs cook, I'm going to go ahead and add in my spaghetti squash. And then all you have to do is mix everything together. Okay, so this is what your end result should kind of look like. I added just a little bit more of chicken broth, about another 1/4 cup into the mixture, and then now we're going to go ahead and plate it. Okay, and this is what it looks like plated. I went ahead and added just a little bit more cheese, and I did add some green onion. Okay guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully you like the recipe and you try to make it. I wanted to get a little bit of footage of Luca, but he's getting a little bit grumpy. It is time for him to go to bed. Like I mentioned earlier, it's really hard for me to get him on camera just because he doesn't really like being filmed. He likes being photographed, not necessarily filmed. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching again.